The Los Angeles Clippers are 11 games into the James Harden era, and for the most part, it hasn't looked pretty. There may still be plenty of season left, but they look like a dumpster fire, and I don't see that changing. Hi, I'm Jesse McNamar, and welcome to BVM Sports POV. Before we get into it today, I just want to say that we always appreciate your feedback and look forward to reading your comments like this one right here. Also, be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode to see if you can guess today's trivia question down below. All right, now back to the Clippers. James Harden made his debut on November 6th, and since that game, the team is just 4-7, with 3 of those wins coming against the lowly Houston Rockets and San Antonio Spurs. And most recently, they dropped a game to a depleted Denver Nuggets team that was led by DeAndre Jordan and former Clipper Reggie Jackson. Needless to say, the beginning of the Big Four era in LA is off to a rocky start, and I don't think they have any way to fix it in time to compete for a championship. Here's why. The Clippers' struggles aren't new. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George haven't played in more than 57 games in any season since joining LA in 2019, and a conference finals appearance remains their biggest accomplishment. Those two just haven't been what they were expected to be when the Clippers were initially gave up a huge haul of future draft capital to acquire them. Then, they added Mr. Triple-Double Russell Westbrook into the mix last season to try and add some extra juice, but the Clippers still middled their way into the 5th seed in the Western Conference and fell in the first round to the Phoenix Suns. Now, they've added James Harden as the final piece to the supposed championship puzzle, and they still aren't seeing the results they're looking for. Are we really surprised? Harden has been a polarizing player over his entire career, so when he had this to say at his introductory press conference, I thought, here we go yet again.
I think the game, and I'm a creator on the court. You know what I mean? So if I got a voice to where I can, hey, coach, I see this. You know, what you think about this? Then it's like, all right, like somebody that trusts me, that believes in me, that understands me, that I'm just not I'm not a system player. I am a system.
Now, James, I know you've been the system for the majority of your career, and that's when you've had the most success. But was that a coincidence? Well, yeah. Harden got to be the guy in Houston for the better part of a decade and saw some success but never reached the ultimate goal. He then forced his way to a loaded Brooklyn Nets team and later the Sixers with a perennial MVP candidate Joel Embiid, and yet still couldn't make it past the second round. Now with countless failed super team experiments on his record, paired with the fact that he's becoming a less desirable player to have on your team, you would think Harden could gain some perspective and maybe try a different approach. Well, that clearly hasn't been the case. Harden is attempting just 2.6 catch-and-shoot attempts from 3 and is making under 35% of those attempts, worse than last season's league average. When you look at it from a team perspective, the Clippers are scoring an average of 9 more points per 100 possessions with Harden off the floor than when he's on. That's not going to cut it when you use the majority of your trade assets on the team you have now. Now I'll give them some credit. After a 5-game losing streak to start Harden's tenure, they have won a majority of their last 7 games and are clearly still figuring things out, with Westbrook making a move to the role of 6th man. And there's still plenty of season left to iron out the wrinkles, but unless the Big Four can find a way to gel in a way that's unlike anything they've ever done before over the course of their careers, the future of Clippers Nation is looking bleak. One team that is going in the right direction, though, is the Dallas Mavericks and up-and-comer Derek Lively. Go check out our recent point of view for our take on them, and here's the answer to the trivia question I teased earlier. Until next time, see ya.